So there in the experimental measurements we are using two important terms. One is called as the precision, the other one is called accuracy. Precision, suppose you have a particular measurements, then if the values are very close to one another, then such values are called the precisions, or they are having precision. For example, suppose you are measuring the mass of a certain substance. X person weighs 0.95 gram. For the same matter, if the person Y measures it as 0.96 gram, then if the person Z weighs it as 0.94 gram, then we observe that these three values are very close to one another. Since they are very close to one another, they are said to be precise values. So, if the values measured or measurements are very close to one another, then they are said to be precise, or the measurement is a precision measurement. Now assume that the actual value is 1.00 gram for any particular substance. If the exact value is 1.00 gram, then if X measures this as 0.98 gram, Y measures it as 1.01 gram, then Z measures this as 1.07 gram. We say that these two are precise. This is not precise because there is a lot of difference between the actual value and the measured value. And these are not only precise, these are very close to this actual value. That's why these are also named as the accurate values. Accurate. Or they are said to be accuracy. They have the accuracy. Accuracy is very close association or very close value to the actual value. Then how to say that, how is it actual value that is measured? So after so many measurements, if you get a constant value, then it is said to be an accurate value. Probably in the first year level, you will be having volumetric analysis, that is called titrations. In the titrations, you will be getting burette readings. Along with the students, the teachers also do the similar experiments. So if they get the burette reading as 10.5 milliliter, and if a student measures three values as 10.2, 10.1 and 10.0 milliliters. Since these three values are not close to one another, they are close to one another, therefore they are precise. But comparing to the actual value, they are not close. That's why they are only precise but not accurate. If a person B measures these values as 10.4, 10.4 and 10.5. Since these values are very close to each other as well as very close to the actual value, so this is precise as well as accurate. So such a measurement is said to be the precise as well as accuracy. So any closer to each other measurements, they are said to be precise. If these measurements which are precise in nature are close to the actual value, then they are said to be accuracy also. they have accuracy also. So such a measurement usually you will get in the gravimetric analysis or volumetric analysis. In the titrations, when we get these burette readings, this is called volumetric analysis. In some cases we measure the actual masses also. So such a measurement is said to be the gravimetric analysis. Okay, so that is about one more important term in the measurements. This is actually analytical chemistry we get actually. Analytical chemistry gets these two words, precision and accuracy. The next topic that we use while expressing the values of various measurements in terms of significant figures. Significant figures. So we get these significant figures. So in short, I will write this as SF. When we have some values expressed in some numbers, then how many digits of them are said to be significant and non-significant? That we will decide by considering certain rules. The first rule says that all these non-zero digits zero digits all non-zero digits are significant. All non-zero digits are significant. If there is a, say for example, there is a number, I am mentioning this number as 285 grams. 285 grams. Then this 285 contains 3 digits and all these 3 digits are significant. So this number has got 3 significant figures. All non-zero digits are significant. Say for example, a mass of a substance is 285 grams. This 285 contains 3 significant figures. All zeros preceding non-zero digits are non-significant. They cannot be considered as a significant figures. For example, if I am writing this as 0.5386, so this is actually 0 before the decimal point or before the non-zero digit. That's why such a number will contain only 4 significant figures. Then third point, all zeros between non-zero digits are significant. For example, if I write this as 3.0583, in this case 0 is also a significant figure. So total number of significant figures in this one is 5. So there are 5 significant figures in this number. Then all zeros after non-zero digits are not significant unless they are on the right side of decimal point. They are right side of the decimal point. That means if you write any 0 on the right side of the decimal point, you should consider them as the significant figures. If the 0 is before any decimal point, but it is after the non-zero digits, then such zeros are not taken as the significant figures. I like to know one example. With one example, if I write this as 580, this contains only two significant figures. Even though this 0 is considered to be having a place value, but still while deciding the significant figures, it is having only two significant figures. But if I write this as 580.0, then this possesses four significant figures, because there is a 0 after the decimal point. Suppose I write this as 508.08. This consists of 5 significant figures. So by deciding the position of the 0, we can decide whether the 0 is a significant or non-significant in nature. Now let us consider the deletion of certain numbers when we go for the simplification. Suppose there are two numbers expressed, 285.053, one number. The other number is 486.01. While making the addition or subtraction, both these numbers should have the similar significant figures. That's why we will round off to the next digit. If you want to delete any digit at any position, if it is 5 or more, then you add one number to the previous number and then delete. But here 3 is less than 5, that's why it can be considered as 285.05. This is 486.01. Suppose I want to reduce some more digits. Suppose I want to make this as only 1 after the decimal point. Then you want to delete this 5, add 1 to this previous number. Therefore, it will become 285.1, while this will become 486.0. In the first case, it is more than 5 or more. That's why we are adding 1 to the previous number and just deleting the last digit. This will be helpful in making the calculations easy. Let us consider, for example, you are having these numbers for the additions. 279.85, 376.965. If you want to make the addition of these, first you convert them to the same number of significant figures. So first you convert this has got 5 significant figures. This has got 6 significant figures. Make them to have the same number of significant figures and then add. Suppose I want to make this also with 5 significant figures. Here there is 5. You add 1 to the previous number and delete this. So we will get 279.85, 376.97. Now you can very easily add 2, 8, 6, 5 and 6. The answer should have the same number of significant figures as in case of the least one. You cannot add 0 here because it will have certain other meaning. Suppose I write, especially in case of this Burette readings, no? If I write 10.5, the actual value lies between 10.4 and 10.6. Exactly, we cannot locate this 0.5 in the Burette. So if you have this, the accuracy lies between 10.4 and 10.6. Suppose you write the same value as 10.55. The Burette reading should be between 10.54 and 10.56. So the accuracy can be considered by considering the number of significant figures. So this is 10.5, between 10.4 and 10.6. If you write 10.55, then it is 10.54 and 10.56. Between them you will be having the values. Okay. So this is all about the basic concepts of chemistry chapter. In the next video, we will discuss some more numericals based on the whole chapter. Thank you.